Trent McDuffie is still being very, very underrated after proving that he is one of the best cornerbacks that this league is seeing right now. And every week he's out there making plays. He's all over the field, flying around, getting forced fumbles, tackles. He may not be getting interceptions, but he's getting pass deflections. He's barely getting targeted because of his sticky coverage. Aiden O'Connell took a very big shot against Trent McDuffie, and Jacoby Myers ended up catching it. It was still very sticky coverage, just a better ball by Aiden O'Connell, and it was really impossible to really break up. But that goes to show you how great of a corner McDuffie is. He's very sticky in coverage. He's very versatile. He could get sacks. He could do everything that you want him to do. And when he's paired up with L'Jarius Sneed, it's honestly a recipe for disaster for opposing offenses that have to go against these two, because they are basically very similar to each other because they tackle very hard, hit very hard. They're all over the field. They could come blow up the backfield. They come blow up the backfield. They could come sack your quarterback. They could make you force fumble. They could force you to fumble. They could take the ball away any way that they can. So these two are a very great duo that I want Veach to keep together. And McDuffie is definitely the future of this Chiefs defense. And a lot of people even argue that Trent McDuffie may be the best player on our defense because he's getting takeaways every week. He's coming up big. And I know last year he didn't really play that much because he got injured. But I knew based on what we were seeing last year that he was definitely going to be a stud. And now this year he's out there showing that he is a stud, and he is one of the most talented cornerbacks in this league. And when he's coming out of Washington, man, I just knew that he was going to be a very good corner because he was great in Washington. And a lot of people sleep on the Pac-12, but the Pac-12 is full of a lot of great wide receivers that McDuffie had to go against. So you can't say that he was in a fraudulent conference, because the Pac-12 was definitely competitive, and McDuffie had to go against some stud wide receivers that he shut down because he's a very good cornerback. Now, let's get into his college stats so we could build on how we've been knew McDuffie was a stud since college. So Trent McDuffie, college stats, right? 3 seasons, 27 games, 94 total tackles, 4.5 TFLs, 1 sack, 2 interceptions, 8 pass deflections, 3 forced fumbles, and 3 fumble recoveries. Now, for college, that is a very good stat line, but I know 27 games and only 2 interceptions. So McDuffie was never really that dude that's going to give you, a bunch of interceptions, because that's just not him. He's like a Jair Alexander. That's my perfect comparison for him. They don't really get too much interceptions, but their presence is definitely felt on the field. Hard tackler, very, very powerful tackler, like I said. What else? He's all over the field. He's sticky in coverage. He makes the plays that's needed. He makes the plays that's very, very needed. Now, looking back before McDuffie got drafted, if you look at the draft profile that they put out for him, it kind of adds up to what he's doing now. It really does add up to what he's doing now. They said he was going to be a year 1 starter, which he was. Very athletic. Comparison, Jair Alexander, that's what I just said. And they say he's a fearless, aggressive competitor, which is true. Tools to live in tight press man from start to finish, which is true. Patient and well-balanced to mirror and match a clever release, which is true. McDuffie's always matching releases, and he barely gets beat off the line of scrimmage. He stays connected to cross routes, recognition of route combinations in cover 3. So he is a very polished corner. Body control and foot quickness allow for elite phase potential. Has the juice to bait throws and pounce on them. Now, we've seen McDuffie do this plenty of times. He's baited the throws and literally jumped on them but didn't catch the interception. Natural feel for angles to the football. Twitched up with explosive bursts to close. And he's very good in run support, which we literally see every week. He wipes out run after catch with decisive tackles. Yeah, that's one thing McDuffie doesn't do. When he's on you, he's going to tackle you. He's not letting you run after the catch. That's a fact, definitely. You got to beat him by just beating him deep. But you can't really beat him with that yard after catch stuff. He's going to shut that down. And he's consistent. He's consistent coming to balance as an open field tackler. Now, what they were saying was he's a below average size corner, right? But that's cool. That clearly didn't mean nothing. He's still doing what he has to do. And he's very talented, athletic, and that's what makes him one of one of the best cornerbacks in this league, man. I mean, he's very crafty. He could honestly play in any scheme. I think the Chiefs and Spags is just a perfect scheme for him because it lets him do what he wants to do and he could be more free. But yeah, man, he's a tough defender on the run, man. He literally could just get through blocks. He's very physical. He plays very close to the line of scrimmage, plays fast. He blitzes with speed and aggression. He takes great angles when he's blitzing in space. So you just have to love what McDuffie does for the Chiefs. And I feel like he brought a different type of dynamic to this defense. And it's a dream come true for L'Jarius Sneed, who's a very good cornerback himself, to have somebody, on the other side that's just as good as him, if not better, They're both very good. They're both top 10 in my opinion. And he could play both in man. He could play in zone. He plays with vision and anticipation in zones. He's very good at reading and reacting to what he sees. He's very good at sinking his hips to get in and out of breaks. He's a very great cornerback, man. Very great cornerback. He could fight through traffic to stay with the receiver. He has the ball skills to just, play the ball in the air or just fight the receiver from even getting anything on him. I mean, him being a crafty cornerback with the skills to play in multiple schemes and positions in the NFL secondary, it's very, very nice, bro. And it's very good to see. And I love his versatility. And he's only going to continue to just get better, man. And his versatility was honestly perfect for the Chiefs. And he's definitely the best cornerback in his draft class, if you ask me. Sauce Gardner is very good as well. But McDuffie, man, he's proven to be the best right now. Trent McDuffie, he absolutely killed it on Monday Night Football. 4 pressures, 2 sacks, 1 pass defended, and 1 forced fumble. Now, the thing about that Monday Night Football game against the Philadelphia Eagles, I had no idea how we didn't win that game. I mean, we had more yards than them. We had more, almost everything than them. Then we have even, no, I'm bugging. We didn't definitely have more takeaways. But we had, an equal amount of takeaways. So I don't really know how we lost to them. I mean, I know Kels fumbled in the red zone. That was bad. Mahomes threw a pick in the red zone. Those was crucial. And the Eagles capitalized off of that. But barely beating us with them 2 crucial mistakes by our Hall of Famers that they won't make again, I just don't see the Eagles being able to do that again if the Super Bowl does come up to play. Because Hurts struggled against his defense. I don't care what nobody say. Jalen Hurts struggled against his defense. So I expect us to have I expect it to be a fun rematch if we do see the Eagles in the Super Bowl. But I'm going to compare it to the Panthers versus Broncos back then in 2014, I think that was, where the Panthers just absolutely got violated and shut down. That's what I think our defense is going to do to the Eagles if we see them in the Super Bowl again. I think they're going to just literally just shut them down and just make it look good. It's going to be goofy for Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. I just want them to get embarrassed. But we're not worried about the Super Bowl right now. Let's just keep enjoying this very good NFL season. But McDuffie had literally an all-time game, his best game of his career against the Philadelphia Eagles, and we still lost that game, man. But it just goes to show you how much of an impact McDuffie makes, and I think he's going to get more forced fumbles. Can't wait to see what we do against Green Bay next week. And yeah, man, I just love this season and how it's going so far, even though it's been some ups and downs and some games that's got me mad. But yeah, man, it's been your boy Chiefs Priority, and I'm back and I'm better like I said, and I'm out. Peace.